Hey, y'all, hey, and welcome to another edition of Theories and Thoughts podcast with your hostess. Well, today we have a special guest host. I will let her introduce herself. Y'all might know her name because she be in the comments. Heavy, heavy, Lord. Heavy, heavy.
Ain't no
So,
wrong being heavy.
so y'all know me. I'm Anya. Who you is, girl?
I am Sharona, your local loctician, your favorite loctician, Luke, straight from the Gulf Coast by way of the East Coast.
Why I be
Okay.
forgetting your last name is Luke? Because we
Huh?
call your husband Luke.
Yeah, we call him Luke because, last names are important.
Yeah. So Fancy has some things that she needs to take care of this afternoon. So we have a guest host, not a new host, but a guest host tonight. So shout out to her. We have a good show for today. What you doing?
My bad, girl. I got something and I had to catch it. It was rolling. I
Oh,
will
okay.
discuss it.
What
It
is
was
you
rolling.
doing? Hey Rob.
Girl, listen, I'm back.
I'm sitting here sharing on my pages. So yeah, that part.
That part.
So we'll get to who and what Sharona do later in the show.
All right, then.
As for now, Sharona, what you do this weekend? How was your weekend?
Man, this weekend was great. I was busy. I left town last week for my anniversary
And
in hot ass
your
Miami.
19 years.
And it was great. 19 years. So we celebrated that. So of course when I got back, I was very busy doing hair. So that's what I was doing all weekend, trying to catch up because apparently your favorite loctician can't take off.
Right. Listen, I was getting my nails done today, and my nail tech was like, Anya, I'm taking vacation next month.
You
And
can't
I'm
do
like,
it.
girl, what day so I can know to come around it.
Yeah, and that's what they do. They're like, "What day you leaving?" And I'll be like, "Okay, I'm leaving Friday." Friday? I normally come on Friday. Well, can I come on Thursday? Come on Thursday. When you coming back? Friday. Friday, but I normally get my hair done on Friday. Come Thursday, child. Like, I'm sorry. So I had to catch up on all my regulars and then slide in the people who didn't know I was gone. And I made my post on Instagram said, just heads up, I'm on vacation with the picture of the beach and everything. So everybody was like, "Oh, you still at the beach? So you still at the beach?" And I'm like, "No, child, I'm back. I'm sorry. Please book your
Well,
appointment accordingly. I'm here now." So that's what I was doing. I was doing here.
Facebook user. I don't know why it's coming up Facebook user, but hey, Facebook user.
Hey,
Hey. I'm assuming it's a girl because she put pink because they put pink hearts, but it could be a
dudes
boy.
don't be using emojis, so clearly it's a lady. Hey, girl.
Hey,
Hey,
girl, KGM, the mayor party. Is that what that said?
I can't see nothing.
You can.
Mm-mm.
You should be able to see on your right hand side.
Nothing's there. Oh wait, hold on. This could be me. It's me.
Get into it. Get into
Talking trash about y'all having technological issues, and it's me this time. Hey,
Hey, oh, that's Glenda. Hey, Glenda. It's still showing, girl. It's still showing.
that's okay, but the name there. Hey, girl. Hey,
Hey, girl. Hey. So, this weekend, what did I do? What did I do this weekend? Yeah, I'm trying to get the glare out of off the thing from the
it's
light.
gone.
Right there. Hey, Jay. He be here in a second. Mercy Club. We gonna talk gender roles, y'all.
Mm.
This gonna be interesting.
Yeah, because I'm
But
probably against most of this. I'm probably gonna be against most of this.
no, that's what I think you. I don't think you will. From what we just discussed off air, I think that you'll be like, all right, cool.
Who is he?
I don't know, but what did I do? I worked this weekend. I am still working my part-time job. I know everybody's like, why are you still there?
Man,
They ask me, they know now when I say I'm about to be leaving, they're like, oh, we know.
yeah.
It's been like since been for those who don't know. I got the position when my father took ill and my niece came to live with me, and I was being proactive in this thing. And I just ain't never leave because I like money.
I
But
mean,
this is what I said today. Speaking of gender roles, and we're gonna talk a little bit about it with Jay today. Speaking of gender roles, I was like, you know what? When I stop working so much, I'm gonna cook. So you know who I'm gonna be bothering all the time. Let me tell y'all something. Sharona is y'all. I be like, Sharona, what else I do when it comes to hair, when it comes to food? Baby, look, even clothes, shoes. Sharona is the goat with shoes too. She be like, like I love my friend. And I'm about to say for those who don't know, I'm gonna act like y'all don't know. Me and Sharona been friends for 20 something years.
Yeah.
We went to high school together. We graduated high school together, and that's just what it is. MCD 35, holla at your girl.
The best and the brightest.
Them Ryan Eagles. So we have history, and I was in 2011. I was in a pageant, y'all. Sharona hid my stuff, fixed up everything. Listen, she's
went dress shopping, found shoes.
Listen, yes, all of that. So y'all get y'all friend like I got friends. I be telling y'all, my tribe is clutch. I don't know about y'all tribe. People be talking that mess about their friends and who they thought was their friends. My friends don't play like that. We clutch.
Listen.
We clutch all the way around. So
we shut it down.
So let's get into these news topics. Sharona got her journalism on.
I got my journalism on today. I had time.
I said we're gonna be talking about this. She said, yeah, that was messed up. And I was like, okay, sis, okay. So rest in peace to Trouble. Trouble was an Atlanta rapper.
Yeah.
So many people. I seen Monica do a tribute. L'Oreal.
I saw Meek Mill. I saw T.I. I saw Gucci Mane. I saw a lot of people say, R.I.P. Unfortunately, and I listened to a lot. I never heard a dude, but like his story made me wanna, I said I was gonna start listening to his stuff on the way home today, actually, and I kind of got sidetracked because it's traffic. I don't do good with traffic, trying to do other stuff. Let me just get home. So I ain't really had time, but I think I'm gonna give him a listen, just because. But that story, man, that shit was bananas. Okay.
So tell us. I mean, you nailed it.
First of all, I read the title of I read the headline of the story wrong. I thought, and it's my fault because it's Atlanta, dude was gay. So the thing said, so I'm sorry, RIP, my guy, but it said ex-boyfriend shot Trouble. I'm like, oh Lord. So it's gonna be a whole lot of mess. Actually, what happened was Trouble was with this girl. She was in his bed, the girl, and she's the ex-girlfriend of the guy who shot Trouble. So what happened was the girl was with this dude for a while, and then they broke up and she started dating Trouble. So what happened was dude got pissed, came in, slapped her around a couple of times, and then shot Trouble in the face, in the chest.
But how did he know that she was there? He must have had a GPS on her phone.
I think she had also been with Trouble for a while. Like she might have been with the ex-boyfriend for like the last 3 or 4 years, but then they broke up. So he found her in Trouble's bed. Like he went in with the intention to get rid of either one or both of them, and he did that. But come to find out, this wasn't his first time fooling around with her. So I think with the ex-girlfriend. So I think that might be why the ex-girlfriend left, because he got heavy hands and he got a temper. So
and we don't like heavy hands.
Yeah, ain't nobody got time for heavy hands. So she left him, but she stayed with Trouble, and I guess dude was like, "Oh, so you gonna stay with him?" And then he went over there and he just did whatever. But
so it's a sad case. A lot of people.
It's a very sad story.
A lot of people was like, I wouldn't be fighting over no woman and this, then the third. And I just was like, that's not how the story read. The story didn't read that they was fighting over.
No, it happened pretty fast. The way the cop, how they had the little part where the police, do the little report. The cop was like, listen, it was a break-in, assault, and murder, like all at one time. Dude came in, he ain't had no time for no conversation. He said, I came here to do what I came to do. Girl might have just been in his way, so he probably hit her to be like, move, and then shot old boy in the chest. It was no altercation.
So it was jealousy. I always tell people, don't love me that much. Like, I don't want you to love me like that.
I don't like you like that.
Don't love me like that.
That's too much.
That's a whole lot. Like, I don't want you to love me like that. I mean, I love you, but don't love me like that.
Love me like 90%.
Right. Not that whole 100.
Because if that's 100, please keep that. You can love me like 92, 93%, but if you're gonna love me 100 and like I don't ever know when stuff like that's gonna shake, we ain't gotta.
Right.
We need to break up now while it's still safe. You know what I'm saying? Because I
Exactly.
feel the danger and I don't like it. It can't be like that.
I see Denitra made a comment. She said, "Yes, we do." She was talking about when I said my team is my tribe is
Huh,
clutch.
bro?
She part of my tribe too. They clutch. Everybody clutch. Okay. Because when I found out that Fancy wasn't gonna be able to make the show tonight, I had so like, okay, who coming? Who coming? Everybody like, I got you. Like they trying to hold me down. So listen, I don't like to be on here by myself talking to y'all. I don't know. I know. It's weird. It's a weird thing, but that's all
You can
right.
do it. You know, you can talk to us by yourself, but I get it.
I mean,
I
I
get
talk
it.
to you.
It look crazy talking to yourself on the internet, don't it? It look
Yeah.
nuts.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I be telling you to do videos all the time, huh? That's
And
all
what I
right.
say, I don't want to talk to y'all. Well, yeah,
But we FaceTime all the time, so this is just like we FaceTime it.
it's the same.
So,
Better lighting.
right. So, last week we talked about the Monique and DL Hughley situation. This week, DL daughter read Monique for filth, baby.
Listen.
Read her for filth because Monique decided that she was going to bring up a situation that happened with the daughter a long time ago. And the thing is this, DL talked about this already. Like he already made mention about it. He said how he was in the wrong and all these different things. And I agree with her, like you always talk about you pro women, you pro black. And that's what I think I mentioned that last week. If I didn't, I was thinking it. How you say that you pro black and you pro women, but you always seem to be down in somebody black.
All the time. All the time. I can't remember DL Hughley's daughter's name. But she was like, it was disrespectful, and you speaking poison on my family. Please keep our name out your mouth, respectfully and disrespectfully. You know that's our line, so I love that. But she was like, the nerve of you, you know what I'm saying? Trying to break our family bond too strong for the foolishness that you try to bring. And I do like the fact that she was like, you know, if you don't want to do this over the internet, you know, I got an address, sis. You can come on down. And Monique said, okay, cool beans. I don't think that's what she want though.
She said cool beans. She said, let's go on DL show. I don't want her to go on DL show though.
No, I want you to come to my house. I want you to come to my house and bring a cake and let's talk about it. We're gonna sit at this table and we're gonna talk about how you're gonna stop talking about my family like that. I don't like it. She brought up people that didn't have nothing to do with it. Well,
right.
not didn't have nothing to do with it, but like you brought his wife into it and
right.
her sister, and it's like, listen, DL been talking about that for years. How he felt so bad about not listening to his daughter. You know what I'm saying about, and you could tell he felt bad about it.
Right.
Right. He's like, you know, that was somebody I trusted, so I ignored the cues. Exactly. And that happens all the time. Oh no, man, that's my friend. They're not gonna do that. But you don't know that.
Right? Oh, that's my cousin, or that's their daddy, or that's whatever. People do it all the time. They just ignore it, just don't go around him. Put on some clothes. Make sure you're looking like this when they're there.
Your uncle, don't do that. No, I mean, and it happens all the time. And he said he felt horrible about it. So I mean, clearly they've talked that through. You know, they cleared that up. So she was like, "What you not gonna do? Talk about the Hugleys. The Hugleys got it. You and your man, whatever his weird name is. I think he got a lady name.
Girl, I don't like the way you talk.
Something like that. Whatever it is, she said both of y'all can go. Y'all can come have this seat and talk, or y'all can leave us alone."
And it was his oldest daughter, and he was like, "I'll talk about this later." DL hadn't touched it yet. Not that I've seen. He hasn't really commented.
Everything I've seen was like in the last couple of days because she just talked about it on Instagram.
But can we say that real quick? DL wife has been through a lot with him.
Listen, I know she tired. God bless that lady. Somewhere she is sick of this.
When I heard that about that, I was like, dang, sis got cheated on, had a baby. And then I was trying to figure out if this was the baby that he had outside of wedlock that had to come live with them.
Because that was a while ago, right? That might have been about.
They say his youngest child, his youngest daughter, and it was his youngest child. It would have been his youngest child.
Yeah.
So yeah, they put that one
years ago, something like that, maybe.
That's love, honey. I don't know if I
90%.
love like that. 90%.
90% love.
Oh.
The baby died.
Oh, the
All
baby
right. Okay,
died.
so not that kid.
Oh, I'm sorry, Patrice. Okay. Oh, sheesh. Okay.
Still, 90%. Love me 90%
Love me 90%
because
though. Yeah. And I'm not gonna love you 100%. Not dogging me, doing all that
I like.
crazy.
Okay, you want to talk about a gender role right fast? I would have. The way my patience is set up, my patience on 90%. My patience ain't even on 100. So we're
But
gonna
they
cut
say
we're gonna
that
cut some
your
things
man,
short.
but I'm sorry for talking over you, but they say that your man should love you more than you love him.
Right. I agree. Right fast. The comedian who passed, Patrice O'Neill, he had this whole skit about, how him and his wife get along and stuff like that. And he's like, if the man loves and the woman likes, that's it. That's it. That's my 90%.
Okay.
I like. I like you.
Patrice also said, speak Patrice O'Neill. Patrice got her facts from the OWN network.
Okay, so Oprah don't be lying, right?
I don't think Oprah be like, y'all know I don't really fool with Oprah. Last week we got called haters, so shit. I don't know.
Listen,
For
me and
talking
Oprah
about
never went to
Oprah and
school
it wasn't
together.
even
It's all right.
but we wasn't really talking about Oprah. That's the
No, I
whole
really
thing.
wasn't, but it's okay.
Sis clicked on and heard Oprah name and said we was talking about Oprah.
Oprah probably got paid because we said her name, so it don't matter.
That part. So, and I watch OWN all the time because I just finished watching Put a Ring on It. I watch All Rise come on tonight. It came on 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's okay. I'm gonna watch it on the app. You don't watch All Rise? Oh my God, I love it. It's a black judge and she got natural hair, so I'm all for all that.
I might look at it just to see her hair and then probably cut it off.
She be wearing cute styles too.
Listen, yeah, I only look at your hair and your tennis shoes. That's all I look at.
Yes, I know.
So,
and if you got food, what your food look like?
Yeah, make sure that food is clean. Okay? Wash that chicken, get the veins out that shrimp. I'm watching all of that.
The last story that we have is
Michael B.
Jordan. Girl, I had to remember who we was talking about just that fast. Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey decided to call it quits. Okay. So a lot of people been talking because they've been like, she's stupid. Some people like he dumb. A lot of people was mad when they was together. Now they even matter.
Yeah.
Now that they're not together. I don't understand that part of it all.
I'm on both their sides.
I feel like she young. And people be like, Lori Harvey, she's young. And I remember being young. And I remember being like, and I remember now being if you watch it and we just gonna talk about it. I remember now, dating often. And the thing is, just because you see me out with somebody doesn't mean that I'm having sex with them. I have, sometimes I be having sex with the people y'all don't never see.
So now I got to check you for that. But that's gonna have to be offline.
Okay.
So here's my thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, Michael B is 10 years older.
Mm-hmm.
So he's more in a settling phase, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And as a guy, and I can't say I know a lot, I ain't dated in about 21 years. Okay. So what I've noticed from friends and whatnot is when the dude is older, you got a more mature man, right? So he might be on some, I want to take you places and shower you with love and affection and show you all these things, and then bring you home and let me love on you and do all that. And Lori's like, I'm just here for the vacations, and I'm here for both sides of that. You can't get mad at Lori if she don't want to get married. She young AF.
She's
Some
25.
people want to get married hella young. Some people don't want to get married at all. Some people want to wait until they've sold every oat they got. Some people don't get married till they're 65.
Look at what that man's name is, that preacher. The one I'm gonna think of it. Go ahead.
Oh, but Michael B, on the other hand, might be on some I want you to settle. And Laura might be on some I ain't in the mood to settle. I'm fine with the trips. I'm fine with the gifts. Thanks for taking me out to eat because, bitch, always hungry. But when I get my doggy bag, I want to go to my house. That might be how Lori is. Lori might be like, it was cool, but I want to go to my place of solitude. Whereas Michael B might be like, oh, girl, come on over here. And she might be on some hell no.
Right. And that's the biggest thing is this. You can't be mad at her for saying that she's ready. You can't be mad at her for saying, this ain't where I'm at right now in life. Because the thought was that she's the one who called it off. And somebody was like, I'm glad she called it off before he bought this big old ring. Because we know the ring would have been big. And where
it would have been elaborate. It would have been huge.
He's 35. So he is at the marrying, I'm ready to settle down, have children phase. So, I mean, I feel like I'm with you. I don't see nothing wrong with either side. They both decided that this ain't gonna work for them. However way that went, I'm happy that they were mature enough to step away.
Yeah,
But I mean, I don't get why so many. But it was funny because I seen a meme where they was talking about people all in her DMs.
Rob Cosby was in her DMs already. Lori.
Rob Cosby.
He a comedian from back home, girl. He is hilarious. But like he jumped in them before she got with Michael B. I forgot who she was with. Whoever she broke up with, he jumped in them then. And then like immediately after that, she got with Michael B. So now that she finished with him, I mean like the next day, like the post was, 12 hours old. And he in her DM like, hey girl, hey.
Gotcha.
So he consistent. But I'm not mad at either side, really. You got to look at that from both sides of that. And also they're celebrities and we don't know them people like that. They might have had a long conversation on some, listen, let's just cut this. Let's cut our shorts and losses right now.
Right.
I appreciate the time I spent with you. You was only supposed to be in my life for a season. My season's over with. And they both could have said that.
That's the longest she had been with somebody too. But here go Anitra. Well, he shouldn't have trusted her anyway. She was with a daddy and a son. I said,
high five, Anitra. Because listen, only a man can sow his royal oats.
Because everybody else seems to have a problem whenever they do that.
But a woman can't. Whatever a woman do. And you look bad if you do it that way. But to be honest, I respect more women who do it. Because that means that you made a decision. Not like, oh, he broke up with me. No, girl, you like, you know what?
This ain't what I want. And I feel like that's how I was when I was her age. That's why I can relate to her. Because I was, I wasn't really ready to settle down in my 20s. And when I thought I wanted to, shoot, they were stupid. And I should have never thought like that. But, and got my heart broke. So then it was like, F them all. F them all. Which is a F and F.
Yeah.
F boy free.
Yeah.
I was, all right, well, peace out. Because I'm not doing all that. But that's how I can understand. And I can understand being a beautiful girl at that age and so many people trying to get at you. Because I used to have people trying to get at me. And I used to be like,
you got to block them, man. I don't know. Like I say, I pick both sides of that. Because for everybody trying, Michael B is free. And then for everybody who trying, Lori's free too. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think it was going to go the way it did. I also, unfortunately, didn't bank on it lasting this long.
That's all I was about to say. They lasted a long time, longer than all her situations.
I didn't expect it to last this long just because of her track record. And that's unfortunate because once again, bro, I can't have a track record because, they look at you crazy. But listen, if I don't like the way you chew your food at night, I'm not going to do this for the rest of my life. I'm not. We don't even know what it was.
So it's safe to say that you like the way Luke chew his food.
He don't chew at all. And that's what I like.
Well, I guess this here. I don't know. Listen, I don't know how to run a commercial, y'all. So Fancy do all the behind the scene stuff when we online.
Oh Lord.
But so
Commercial.
I ain't gonna click up there because I was clicking on stuff and I said, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So real quick, Patrice said that it was on the Black Couple show he and his wife were on, what she was talking about is Black love.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Patrice. Patrice was my other standby for tonight.
Hey,
Brandy said she watching it now, so she must be watching All Rise. Sis, let me know. And Denisha just on here laughing at us. Thanks for checking in, sis.
Don't laugh at us, ma'am.
Listen, she laughing at the fact that I don't know where the button is and I ain't gonna press nothing off because I thought about it.
So it be you with the technical difficulties.
Listen, what you're not gonna do is that adding Jay.
Hey, Jay.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good, and you?
So tonight, you guys, we have a special guest. I've been knowing him forever too, over 20 years, Lord. We getting old, y'all.
No, we're not.
I just look better. Anyway, so we'll be talking about gender roles, and Jay has a group. It's called the Mercy Club. So I'll let him introduce himself to the audience. So Jay, why don't you tell our audience all about you?
Sure thing. My name is Jaye Boykins. I'm from Jacksonville, Texas originally, moved to the DFW area after I left the military, and that is where I met Anya. We went to college together. We formed a friendship, and just kind of went from there. One thing that I started to notice after I finished school, ended up falling into a telecommunications field, and I traveled all over the country. So one thing that I started to see is how the world is starting to change, and I realized that everyone knows what the problems are. We all have our complaints. We all have our grievances. So my thing was, how many people are actually out here actively working on the solutions? What are we going to do to fix this? So that's kind of where a lot of my attention started. And it started off as something I kind of promoted for my job, my company. They didn't have a HR department. There was no real morale building mechanism in place. So I came up with this concept. And long story short, they threatened to sue me. They told me to cease and desist, don't do anything. So I was like, okay, I must be on to something. If these people are really panicking this bad over me just trying to make a decision to help our employees be a little bit healthier, a little bit more health conscious, maybe I should do this on my own. So that's what became the Mercy Club. The general idea is to promote positivity, to find yourself, find the things that you're interested in, and then to pursue positivity at all costs. Anything negative must be eliminated from your life. So those things that you must do to get that mindset, it's just like exercise. If you want to have a healthy body, there are things that you're going to have to do. You can't just manifest that by thinking about it. You start there, but then you have the process to do things. And that's what the Mercy Club is designed to kind of help us get to that point. So we started having discussions about those sensitive topics. And right now we're discussing gender roles. I know my sister said she probably won't agree with most of it. And sister, I've been interviewing people for probably about a month now. This is an ongoing thing. And a lot of people, I'm starting to notice the theme that people have kind of abandoned these traditional gender roles. So I'd like to get into it this evening with you ladies. Maybe we can make a little headway, see if we can't figure a couple of things out tonight.
So Jay always hit me up with intriguing questions. And he hit me up about gender roles. And I was like, yeah, I want traditional. And he was like, so you want to sit home and your man go out? And I was like, And he said, you're at home making home. And I was like, where I'm at in life now, maybe if when I was 18 and I didn't have the life that I have created, maybe then. But now it's like I've been 23 years in this thing, working, bustle of it all. So now it might not be as easy, and I can't see me abandoning all my projects, my businesses, and different things. So I was like, I don't know, y'all. So I know this is one of the questions about within the Mercy Club, but I wanted to ask you real quick before we jump on gender roles. The Mercy Club, don't you have pillars of the Mercy Club?
There are basically 4 distinctive pillars to the club. The first pillar is physical development. The general idea is if you're a nice person out here in this world, you're going to be eaten up. The world is going to see you as weak. They're going to see you as a target, a mark, a buster, whatever, a simp.
Yep.
So you have to, first of all, be physically able to defend yourself. That's the first thing. Security. You have to be able to provide a safe environment. If you're going to be out here being an ambassador for peace and happiness and positivity, a lot of negative is going to come your way. So you'll need to be physically strong. And not only that, just good to get your body in shape. That's the easiest thing. You start with your physical. And then there's mental health, mental development. A lot of that boils down to finding a psychiatrist, a counselor, somebody that can talk to you, help you get through. Everyone has issues. We got bullied as a kid, there's something from our past that is most definitely affecting. It may not be affecting it negatively, but it does affect our future, our present and our future. The third pillar is spiritual development or networking. It pretty much goes together because what you want to start doing is you want to start developing this network of people who will help you stay on the right course, get to the next level. The things that you're trying to build into your life, you have to have that network in place. It's not going to be possible to just do it all by yourself. And then the spiritual aspect of it is to find some type of disciplined religion. If it's not going to be religion, some people use the word spirituality, but on some level, you need to be able to connect back to some people say God. I try to keep it as neutral as possible, but some higher power that develops us, guides us, protects us, whatever the case may be. And then the final pillar is your profession, whatever your chosen profession is. If you are in one profession, if you're flipping burgers and you want to get out there and do real estate, there's going to be steps that you need to take. So each one of these 4 pillars, you come up with your own customized worksheet, basically the things that you may do. There's, particular drills that teach self-defense in the Mercy Club. So you may want to practice some of these drills. I'm currently working on a book to provide exercises that you don't need any equipment, no weights, no training, just basic level 1 exercises, simple movements, so those are the things you want to incorporate to get yourself stronger. I have, a couple of counselors in my network for the club. So, find yourself a counselor, find yourself a church or a prayer group, whatever that may be. And, start to think about where you want to go in your career. Just kind of putting these little things in place as you're going through your day-to-day life to now change your trajectory and make those goals come true.
Okay, well, you have someone, Stan Odell, says speak on it, Jay.
Already. What's up, Mr. Stan? Stan is one of the original brothers that helped me develop this club about 5 years ago. So it's been a little bit of idle time. I kind of went incognito through this whole pandemic period, but it definitely got a new breath of fresh air. So shout out to Big Stan. It's one of my original members. It goes way back to the beginning of this thing.
Okay. And I appreciate you always bringing me in and asking me stuff and different things. Sharon, you was about to say something?
No, I was just saying big up to Stan. Yeah, you need day ones. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey.
They believe in your thing, it's gonna work out.
Right. So let's get into these gender roles.
Yes, ma'am. Let's do that.
Okay, because when you first asked me, you was like, Anya, what do you think about gender roles? I was like, why you asking me that? What you want? Why you asking me that? Because we initially like, wait, hold up, why? But I've come to the understanding that you date people because I feel like people don't date people who are in line with the things that they want, and they date people that's out of the line and they want them to change. And I'm not domesticated. Me and Sharona talked about this right before we came on. I'm not everybody that know me know I'm not domesticated. I'm not domesticated. Shay,
I would have never noticed that.
I keep a clean house. Don't get me wrong. I'll cook or whatever, but whatever. I'm not one of them people that's gonna be like, when you come over, be like, you want something to eat? I got something in there to eat. I'm probably not that. I'm probably gonna say, well, stop before you come and I'll give you the money back. Something like that. That'll be me. So when I think about gender roles, I think women do a certain thing, men do a certain thing, and then we come together and create this union. Am I on the right track?
Basically, that's what it boils down to. If you let's a way I like to explain gender roles. Let's talk about a movie. Okay, I can do this quickly. We have a movie where there is a clear hero and a clear villain. Okay, your hero character is a smooth, charismatic, hair laid back on his head, handsome brother. You know, he has the gift of gab. He has charisma, just a lot of the things that you would expect from a typical leader, somebody that people just really generally like. Okay, you can envision this person, you can see them in your mind. Now you have that villain. The villain is the dark character, maybe got a scar right across here on his face, you know, not very easy on the eyes. You know, they kind of have that disposition where you just look at them and know, okay, this person here is up to something. So you have those two characters in your movie, or those two roles, the hero role, the villain role. Now they're making this movie. Let's say it takes them 4 months to shoot this movie. In 4 months' time, they spend a lot of time together. Everybody knows everybody's roles. The villain knows the character's line, the hero's line, the hero knows the villain's lines. So let's say that we just decided, you know what? Just because it's today, we want to switch roles. We want to let the villain play the hero and let the hero play the villain. Now, will they be able to play each other's role? They know the lines. They're very familiar with the role. All I have to do is, instead of being what I was cast in this movie to do, just do what the other guy was cast to do, and vice versa. Now, do you ladies understand my point here? Don't y'all think they could still make that movie happen?
It'd be horrible. No, I don't think
That's
they
the
would.
point, sister. That's the point right there. They
Okay.
can make it, but it's not going to be the
It's
same
not gonna
movie.
be good because I'm too busy trying to be bad when I'm good.
Now you get my point, sister. That's why gender roles are important, because we as men, there are certain attributes that the Most High put into us anatomically. It's not going to be, certain things are by choice, but there are also certain things that are hardline wired into us as being men that make us more suitable for certain things. Just
Y'all
like
are the
there.
hunter and we're the gatherer.
Come on now. Come on now. See, I thought you said you was going to be disagreeing. You bring
I'm
it
married,
up.
sir. I know how this goes.
Well, I was on TikTok the other day, Lord help, and this guy, and I was like, he was like, men need to know their role. No, men need to know their worth, and this and that. And I said, and men should. However, men are hunters, and he told me boys are hunters, men are lovers. I said,
Well, I mean, I believe what
Women
he
can't
was attempting
hunt
to
and
do
love.
was distinguish the difference between a mature mind and an immature mind. Because men, we do hunt. It's just the fact that the way we do things once we're mature, it's a little bit more from a place of love, as in when we're doing them as a young man, we're just out here being selfish, doing what we want to do, feeling like the sister said, sowing our oats. And at some point, a man reaches a point of maturity to where those things don't seem to matter anymore. And that's where the gender roles that are in his life, if he didn't have any examples of what manhood was, he's out there freestyling, making it up on his own. He may find a successful plan and he may not. And if we look at the statistics of how many of our young brothers end up in jail and otherwise, obviously there's something missing, and we may need to kind of reset. That's the part of the Mercy Club. We want to reset standards of human behavior. That doesn't mean everybody has to follow this script. What that means is that we have a general line that we can kind of line ourselves up with and say, this is the general direction we want to aim in. And if we don't exactly, you know, like yourself, Anya, now you admit that you're not domesticated. You know what that means? That means that as a role, your particular individual role does not line up with a traditional female role. So what you would now have to do is evaluate yourself, evaluate the things that you expect, and then you have to find a man that his expectations and your expectations will now meet. So you're not going to necessarily have that traditional situation where you're at home with the children, he's out making the money. You two guys may sit down and talk about a whole different deal. As long as that works for y'all, that's great. But my point is to have a general standard to go by so our society, our nation, our tribe will have just as good a chance to have successful families as everybody else.
Right.
And that's broken down because the roles have been reversed. We now have women in the role of a man and men in the role of women. And the children are just sitting there like, well, who do I follow? What do I do? What am I supposed to do?
Probably both of us because we're your parents.
well, I
Well,
think I
To
think
a degree, that's true, sister. But what I'm saying, somebody has to be the example for a little boy. Somebody has to be the example for a little girl. They need to know what they are supposed to emulate.
I agree. It definitely depends on the parents. So like the adult roles in life. You're like, like way back, like, old TV shows like Donna Reed and stuff like that. Donna Reed didn't go nowhere. She stayed home. She was domesticated. She cooked and cleaned, and when a man came home, she had the dinner and all that kind of stuff like that. So of course her daughter would pick that up. Right. And her son would, they teach the boys, oh, go outside and play and get sweaty, dirty, play ball with your dad. You would pick that up from your daddy. But I mean, if it's the other way around, where the woman is like, I got to go to work because I got a business and I got to run this and that and this and that. Well, she can still teach her daughter that she still has to keep house, because ain't no man gonna want you if your house is dirty. Which is why Anya's on the side of, I'm not domesticated, but I ain't got a dirty house. That's, what I'm saying? That's two different things. But I mean, if you get a man that loves to cook, but he may want to be a chef, it's still a business. So he still leaves the house to go and work and stuff like that. But he may come home and be like, I'm gonna cook a 4-course meal every night because that's what I love to do. And the wife will be like, okay, cool beans. I'll cut the bell peppers. That's all I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? This ain't my ministry. Your ministry is bringing home the cuisine, and I'll clean the dishes or whatever. But I think when it comes to gender roles, especially when you have kids, you just have to teach them that. To be honest, you need to be able to do both of them, just in case. Not necessarily just in case, but you gotta know you're gonna be by yourself for a hot second. You know what I'm saying? You leave your parents' house or whatever. You're gonna be single or in your own space. You have to know how to do both those things. Not saying when you get a spouse or a partner that you have to still do both of those. You can pick whichever one you want, whichever one you're more comfortable with. But your other half has to be comfortable with knowing that they're gonna do whatever the other half is.
Understood. Understood. I still want to make sure that the main reason why I feel like gender roles are so important is because it's we're to a certain degree we are behind. Our family structure has been eroded. When I say our and we, I'm speaking of the Black community.
Right.
I'm not specifically as far as the Mercy Club, just about the Black people, but I will say out of all the races and nationalities on this planet, there is one specific group of people who have the capacity to be merciful, but based on everything that has happened to them, their mercy is more valuable. Our mercy is more valuable. So that's why we have to now do the things that's necessary to put ourselves back on a level playing field. And part of that is to restructure our households and not just let whatever comes come. We need to sit down and say, these are the things we need to aim for. Now, everybody is not going to be able to follow this plan, but this is the plan. That's the point. We don't have a plan right now. Every individual, just do what you feel like doing. Just do what you want to do. It's a very selfish mindset that now we look at the products of that. We see broken families. We see children growing up without a strong understanding of what it means to be responsible, disciplined. And that's kind of where a man's role is, to exemplify that. We are supposed to be the hard, no feelings, all logic, all understand. That's the way we are supposed. Now, is that real? Do men not have feelings? That's not true. We have feelings, but it's just the fact that whenever both roles are working together, there is that man that says, hey, I know it hurts. I know you're scared. You got to do it anyway. Man up. And then the mother is over there, baby, it's okay. You're going to be all right. Mama got you. Daddy just wants you to be. Everybody has their role in order for that child to, because that's what it all boils down to. It boils down to who's going to raise the children. What is their mindset going to be based on? It needs to be based on something solid, not each individual person just, well, whatever I feel, because guess what? That's going to change like the seasons. And that child is not going to have any stability. And that's where we are today.
I totally agree, because even as a woman, and I say I'm not domesticated, but if children came in, I am a nurturer. I'm a nurturer to my man, that he's able to come and talk to me about the day-to-day, and I could present that vulnerability. However, I had to get to that place, especially with a man, to not be so hard. But it goes back to the things that I've had to encounter in being, on my own for so many years. It's like, first of all, how do you come to me? You can't come to me and say, no, you can't do this and this. You can't come to a woman like me and just tell me I can't do all these different things when I've been doing all these different things. But you have to come to me in a way of, it's like, okay, maybe you shouldn't say that like that. You know, maybe you shouldn't say it in that way. There's another way, a better way to get your point across than how harsh. And sometimes we don't realize how harsh we are.
That's right.
You know, we don't realize just how we're coming off. But until we have someone to be delicate with us to say, hey, maybe you shouldn't say it like that. Maybe if you say it like this. And another thing is, you know, I get all the time, oh, you're an independent woman. No, I am dependent. I'm waiting for somebody. But I have to feel that he can fit the bill. Honestly, a woman who is headstrong, and I truly believe this, a woman that's headstrong in the presence of a man, like a man that's masculine, that's in his role, we want to be feminine. Like I know me, I just want to be in your arms. Me personally, you know, tell me everything is okay. Everything gonna be all right. I want somebody to handle it all. And sometimes I may not understand his rhyme or reason, but I trust him because he's showed me things to make me say I trust him for him to be in that role. Now, if I met a man who said, you can't work no more, that won't fit for me. A man that told me I couldn't work no more because I don't have no kids. I'm 41. We don't have no kids at this house. They don't. So you just want me to sit home? I mean, I can only dust this blinds so much. Go ahead, Jay.
One thing about that, though, sister, see, this is where defining these so-called gender roles, this is why it's important for us to revisit this conversation and just sit down as a people and redefine all these things. We're in a modern society. It may not be where the woman is sitting at home primarily running the household. She may actually be helping that man run his trucking business. He's out there driving and she's the dispatcher.
Right.
Or he's the real estate agent. Right. See, it's a family business. Her role, the woman's role, I'm going to clearly say this, in my opinion, a man's role is to provide, protect, provision, and lead. That's his basic role in a relationship, in a family. And the woman's role is one word: help. She helps him in whatever he needs help with. It's all administrated by that man. And I know this is not a very popular thing. And what you just said, Anya, I believe is true. There are women who want to be able to say, hey, you got this, Mr. Man? Okay, well, hey, I need a break. Thank you. I think men who are ready to step up into their role, because first of all, sis, there's a lot of men that don't even know what that means. They have no idea. It's so mixed up now. And really, women, most of the men that I know are raised by women. They weren't raised by their father. So the idea of what a man is, they get it from either TV or whatever their imagination could come up with, or whatever their big cousins told them that was manly. And most of the time, those messages are all wrong.
Right.
So what we need to start to do is go to the old examples that worked and got us as a people through all of that Jim Crow and slavery and all the other things that we endured, and we were still right there together. Now that we've come out of all of this, pretty much around the civil rights movement, that's when we started going left and right. The women started being able to get jobs and get money and get hired more than the men, and they just totally went to the moon with it. And some men just sat back and said, well, if my woman can get money and I can't, I might as well just let her get the money, and I just sit here and play these video games all day.
So that's different with a guy though, in that aspect. My bad, Anya. See, okay, I get what you're saying, Jay, and I get what Anya's saying. That's only because I know Anya. I don't really know you like that, but it's like when Anya said, "Oh well, I don't know if I can do it because I can't just sit and dust." And I get what you're saying about, but no, the man working his thing, so you're gonna help with that. Ain't nobody gonna just sit still. And even if you have kids, you still have to do stuff with them. But if you don't have kids, you aren't just gonna sit and dust. You'll still find something else to do. Me, on the other hand, I will shut this whole thing down. But if it's not that you're gonna tell me quit working, right? Or like quit doing what you're doing. It's like, hey, you don't have to because I'm providing for you. It's up to you if you want to continue to get up and do a full 9 to 5. If you want to do a little side hustle on the side, you want to sell, whatever you selling, or, online, whatever. You got the time to do it because you're home. But you know what I'm saying? You're home. You don't have to worry about working a 9 to 5 and doing what you love or your hobby or your interest or whatever. Ain't nobody sitting at home just waiting on the eggs to fry. You understand? But I mean, you're not gonna sit at home unless that man is willing to provide, or woman, however they go. Because you know they do have dudes out here who be like, man, my old lady, she got us covered. You know, she's
a woman and woman.
Fortune 500, whatever. But I mean, y'all got to be cool with the fact that I'm gonna provide or he's gonna provide, and while I'm providing, you are. I didn't like when you said help. That's why I made that face. Help just sound like help. I don't know. I don't know. I've heard it different, but it's like, but you are helping. You are building y'all brand together. You know what I'm saying? Y'all family together.
Honestly, I say that he tell me stop working. If I had a man come up and I trusted him enough and he said, stop working your job, stop working your full time, cool, stop working your part time, cool, and work on your businesses because that's going to help this family, I would totally do that. Like, I would totally do that. And if he say, I have this brand, help me with this, I would totally do that because my business is brand management. So I can do that. That's easy. That comes like clockwork. But the biggest thing is trusting your mate to know that he is gonna be about that. Real quick, I got some comments, y'all. So Denise says, I'm at the point in my life where I no longer think about myself. Yes, I care and take care of me. I really care to know how I can make his life better. And when I will say this, when I'm with somebody, I care about what he's got going on. I think Denitra was saying when not working, she was like, I'm that woman, laugh out loud. Come on, Tyrone, say something. Tyrone's her husband. Denise said also, I really don't believe in gender roles. This is not ancient days. We're here to help. If he loses his job and I have to hold the bills down, I will go out here and bust my ass until he get back on his feet.
But yeah, that's different though.
Right. Denitra said, yes, I'm that matter. And she said, make sure he needs help. Let's talk about that. Make sure we come back to that. Denise also said, I've always been independent and very outgoing. I don't think I could ever just be at home person. I'm on the grind. And Denitra also said, help as building a born. So,
Jay, yeah, no, I'll stay at home. I'm fine with that.
When she said this is not the ancient days, and if he lose his job, I would pay down the bill. What do you think about that in the thought of the gender roles? Because then won't the roles kind of change for a little bit?
Not necessarily. What it boils down to is when we're speaking about gender roles, what I'm referring to specifically is the way each person is to conduct themselves. That does not necessarily mean that the man is always going to be the one that goes out and works and pays the bills. It may not break down like that in a particular household. It may be, like you said, the man may lose his job, and at that point, does he now have to change roles and become the feminine role? No,
right. He won't be Mr. Mom. No,
he's still in charge of the household. It's just that now he has to find a new job. So she will help him put in his application. She will help him get his interview skills up. She will help him. Those are the things that a supportive woman will do for her man, even when the time is coming for a transition. And something that I did want to say as far as the gender roles is because we are suited. We have chemical reactions in our bodies. If we were meant to be just whatever we wanted to, there would be no difference in gender. There would be one gender. And when you get to a point, you choose what you want to do and you do that. But the fact that there is a difference between a man's body and a woman's body, there's testosterone in ours, there's estrogen in yours. And it rarely does. It does a little bit of testosterone in some women, a little bit of estrogen in some men. But generally, we are built physiologically to be a certain way. Another example, men typically, and this is why in my mind it's important for my woman to not be in the workplace. Right now I'm at work. I have stresses on me. When people having a bad day, they talk greasy and grimy to me, and I just let it roll right off my back because I'm focused on the goal. Now, sometimes And again, these are general statements. Some women, if a person was to criticize them a little bit too harshly, let's say it was unfair, let's say it was something that they didn't even do. They're a leader of a crew. One of the crew members broke something. Somebody comes, who's in charge? And they chew out the leader. Now, typically a woman is going to be emotional and that's going to affect her a certain way. Whereas men, we are kind of wrapped a little bit different. Think about the way a football coach talks to his kids. That's terrible, son. You suck. You stink. Y'all doing terrible. I can't believe that this is what, and it's just straight harshness all the way down through that. Where do you see generally, in general, where do women in general deal with each other? They generally don't do that. There are things that women are a little bit more sensitive to. So in my mind, a woman does not really, in my woman, I wouldn't want her out at a workplace being yelled at by customers, being mistreated by her employees, because what that's going to do, that's going to take her out of her feminine essence where everything is great, everything is lovely, everything is beautiful. All I need to do is just be happy and decorate. Now she's upset. Now she's mad. Now she's sad. Now she's depressed. I have all of these things I'm fixing to have to come in and try to help her remedy instead of just letting her create her own space and her own environment, which is our household. And she won't have to deal with all that outside foolishness. That's part of the gender role. It's the man's job. Its pressure is built for shoulders, not for hips. We're supposed to go out there and take all the scrapes and cuts and fight that dragon. And the woman's role, because of her emotional nature, her emotional state, she is more prepared to deal with the patience that it takes to bring children up. She's more prepared to deal with the administrative duties. She's more organized. She's more, her instincts will guide her thoughts in places where a man don't really have those types of instincts. We just more logical. 1 + 1 is 2. A woman is going to be able to see that 1 + 1 and be like, but wait a minute. But what about this other half over here? You know, they'll be you ladies have a way of being able to bring things together a little bit better than me. It's just certain things we can't deny. Men and women are different in certain areas, and that's why there are gender roles. That's why it is more suited for the man to be out there taking the lumps, taking the hits, and the woman is the one at home raising the children. She's the one that can. A man can't really breastfeed. He can, but he would have to go get some apparatus and strap that to his chest. And you know what I'm saying? We can switch it up, but we are already built to do it a certain way. Why would we go and try to reinvent the wheel? The Most High already made us what we were supposed to be when we were born. Now all we have to do is remember what that means. And when the lady said we're not in ancient times, that's true. But look at what the world, we're getting ready to destroy the planet right now. We say there's too many people, the food, the water, ain't nothing wrong with the food and water. It's just unfortunately people are in control who are not really considerate of everybody. They're just kind of wanting to do things their own specific way. So that's why I just say when we have gender roles in place, people can start to develop their own household, and it starts with their children. That's the main reason why we really need to get back to that.
Gotcha. Sharona, did you have something you was about to say?
I had a lot I was gonna say, but I'm not gonna say anything. So first of all, I'm the mother of 2 boys. Okay, and my husband is a very manly man of a guy. He works a laborious job because that's what men do, right? And my boys understand that, so they know the difference. But because I'm their mama, they know that when they get older, they don't want jobs where they have to get dirty, right? Because getting dirty, even though it's a man's job, it's a woman's job too. But I digress. As far as helping and support, I'm here for the support. But when you said something about the woman being at home with the kids so that she don't have to take the brunt, something about the hips and the shoulders, I wrapped it all up in a ball. So a woman could handle that just as well at that job, I think. If somebody be like, oh, let me talk to the manager, I'm pretty sure a woman could, take in some air and let whoever, professionally, I still think that she'd be able to handle it. That's why that's the part where I don't agree. So I don't think that it's that hard for the roles to be switched. I understand what you're saying about we need a base for both of them, for both the male and the female role, but that don't mean that the woman got to stay at home, because she could handle herself on her own outside too if things get grimy.
I totally agree, sister. And what I'm speaking to is we need to have a general way, And then there's going to be exceptions, which is what you're speaking.
Alternatives.
I
Yeah.
don't believe that we should just let everything just go wherever it goes. I think you're supposed to, that's the man in me. I think we're supposed to have a guided, very specific way of looking at things. And then whenever stuff comes that's different from that, then you start making your changes. You don't just go into something and say, okay, here I am, what's getting ready to happen. And then anything that comes along, you're going to be taken in any direction. It's better to come in there with a plan and say, okay, I'm the man. This is the way we're going to do it. And then if I lose my job, okay, well, now we can't do it that way anymore. Now we have to come up with that alternative plan.
I mean, what I got from what he said was that he just don't want her to have to deal with that. Not
That's
so
it.
you can't
That's
handle
it.
it.
You can. I just don't want her to have
Emotional.
to.
And you know how I call you cussing. But see, Sharona is different because I can be on the phone with Sharona and I'll start crying. She'll be like, look, you can't cry right now.
Yeah.
There you go.
You can't
But
pretend all
I'm
the time.
very
You sound like tissue. Get it together.
I
But that's because I raised boys.
right. But I'm very emotional. So I got what he was saying. Like, I would love to just be in that case, you know, not having to deal with the outside world. Because right now, I'm dealing with the outside world. I come home to solitude. You deal with the outside world. You want to come home to solitude. We both just want to be in solitude here at this house. This is where we make peace. This is peace. But sometimes you bring some of that home with you and you don't even know why you act in the way that you act in. Because I tell people all the time, you have to pay attention to the things that you're listening to and things that you're watching because you'll start acting a certain way and don't know why. So, but yeah, we gotta wrap this up. This was a great topic, and we're gonna have to talk about this again. Fancy will probably be back next week. Jay, I'm gonna have to get you back on.
Most definitely. I appreciate the opportunity to come on and build with you ladies. It's been a pleasure.
So to get in touch with Jay and to find out about the Mercy Club, he is on Facebook. It is Mercy Club, spelled just like that. Mercy Club. On IG is mercy.club. Y'all get at Jay. He has some great topics. He always, I appreciate he always bring me in and be like, what you think about this? And, you know, I appreciate that. So, Jay, I appreciate that. We had some comments real quick. We had people, amen, and both of y'all. And Alicia said, it's not that, of course, we can handle. He's saying what God's role was made for us to be. So Alicia agreed with you. And somebody was like, this is a great topic tonight. So yes. So thank you, Jay. We're going to talk to you later, baby.
Appreciate y'all. Y'all be blessed. Take care.
Appreciate disagreeing with you. Have a good one.
Anytime, sister. Anytime.
Why are you so crazy?
What? That is how I feel.
About disagree with you, but I
appreciate disagreeing with you. That was a good topic because I told you I was going to disagree. I'm sure.
Didn't disagree 100%.
No, I wasn't going to disagree 100% because some of that stuff I do agree with. It's just
maybe it's how he said it because
it's the way he said it. That's what I kept saying. It's like I don't like that word you use because then it's making me think of other things. That's all. Because
when I talk to Jay, we literally have these conversations. And he's like, I'm like, Jay, I can't just be at that house. Like, I'm not.
You're not going to sit in the corner and watch paint dry till a man come home. You're going to find something else to do. That's not. That's why I disagree with you because that's not what he said.
Right. So, I mean, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, we're going to have him back on.
Yeah, I'm going to visit him again.
Huh?
I'm at the fuss at him again. You have to bring me back.
I'm gonna tell. Okay, I'm gonna say first we're gonna have a woman and man point of view. But go ahead and tell everybody how to find you, ma'am.
I am all over these internet streets. I am Sharona Luke, your local loctician. So on Instagram, I'm Sharona Styles. Y'all can ask me any kind of hair questions about hair, health, and beauty. I'm good for that. Also on all these internet streets, I'm the owner of Nola Baby Body Butter, the best skincare from the Gulf Coast. So you can catch me at nolababybodybutter.com. On Instagram, it's nolababy_bodybutter. And that is me.
On Facebook, you are Nola Baby Body Butter Inc.
I am, because I am incorporated.
What am I going to do with you, Jesus? What am I going to do?
Girl, that's what you're going to do. Thank you for buying Nola Baby Body Butter, Denise. I appreciate it, girl.
Somebody, she said she got some.
She say, I buy it, and that's all I need. Just buy it.
Yeah, I use my oil. I use all my stuff. I use all my stuff. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm trying to find my ticker. I told y'all Fancy does this. I don't know.
Annie is lady.ceo. Lady with an
I'm
I.
Lady Dot. I am literally Lady. Okay, so to contact me, if you want to email me, I am ARNYA@LadyCO. That is my email address. Oh, I was supposed to hide other ticker. That's why that came on like that. So that one can come on. Oh, that one don't come on like that. Okay, so we gonna ignore that. I'm about to find it because I seen it earlier.
Do you work here?
Yeah.
Ma'am.
But Fancy does this part. Okay, I'm gonna run hers. So Fancy is Swag Her Magazine, swagher.net. She is Fancy Swag Her on all platforms. Okay, so that's that one. I am Anya T.M. Davis. As you guys know, I can't find my.
I need to speak to the manager because Anya don't know what she's doing.
She don't. She don't, y'all. She really don't. She don't know. Oh, wait. Maybe that's it.
No, that's not you.
You don't even see what I'm looking at. I'm going all the way down. I don't know. I'm somewhere up in here. Oh, there I am. Okay. I was on the first thing. Okay. I am ladyceo.com. You can find me on Instagram as lady.ceo. Remember, it's lady spelled with the I. I am in Clubhouse as Lady CEO. And like I said, my email address is arnya@ladyceo.com. If you have any questions, concerns, or would like to be on the show, we are theories and thoughts at ladyceo.com. Bam. Thank you so much, Sharona, for guest hosting with me.
Anytime, baby. It's always a pleasure.
Gonna have something coming up soon. Hopefully. Preferably. So, all right, y'all, we're gonna see y'all later next week. Bye.